Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys all my advice on how to start a YouTube channel on a budget. I started my YouTube channel 4 years ago, and ever since then I have been using pretty much the same exact equipment. I've spent maybe a total of like $40 to $50 on anything YouTube in the last 4 years. I just wanted to tell you guys what I've learned over the last couple of years and what I've found that has been successful and what has helped me. So I'm just going to be going through everything that you need to think about and need to take into consideration when deciding to start a channel and what you can do to make it successful. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is equipment, and I think that is something that people freak out about and are always thinking about in the very beginning is, do you have a camera and lighting and all that stuff? And I'm going to let you guys in on a secret. Every video that you see on my channel and that I've put out in the last 4 years have never been filmed on a camera. I've always used my phone. I'm using my phone right now. I have an iPhone 5 or an iPhone SE, so it's an older model too, and this is what it turns out to look like. Most phones nowadays have great cameras. I've never had a need to go out and buy a camera. Eventually, obviously, it would be nice, but I'm not going to go drop all that money on a camera. A lot of people just get really excited and really want to start their channel, and they just go drop a bunch of money on a camera, and I do not recommend doing that. I definitely recommend starting out your channel using your phone camera. That way you're not at a loss if you decide that it's not for you, or if your channel doesn't take off like you're wanting it to. The hardest part for me, I think, is since I don't have a camera, it's finding how to prop my phone up in order to film with it still. I always have some crazy like Jimmy rigged tripod set up in front of me. Right now I just have a stool with a cardboard box on top of it, on top of 4 of my textbooks, and then I bought one of those little phone tripods. It's only about this big and they're not sturdy at all. They're pretty cheap. They're like $5–10 I think, and then I have that on top of my books with my phone to the side. If you're gonna film with your phone, do not film vertically. You have to film sideways. So like I have my phone turned to the side and my camera is on the left side, so I'm looking to the left. I film using the front-facing camera just so I can make sure that everything's in frame still and that it's still recording. I just think it's easier and you can see what you're doing better. And the next is good lighting. You can really film on anything as long as you have good lighting. So lighting is the most important thing, I would say. If the lighting isn't good, I will just not film that day and I will just wait for a different day. I did recently get studio lights, so I do use those now. All the years prior, I would just always make sure to film in the middle of the day in front of a big open window with natural lighting. I think natural lighting is always going to be the best lighting for you. It's always going to look the best. Just finding a nice big window in the middle of the daytime that's right in front of your face is so important. I do have a big open window in front of me, and then I do have one of my studio lights on this side because I have to film at an angle because of the way that my room's set up right now. But just making sure that you have that natural light in front of your face and not behind you is so important. You don't want windows or any lighting coming from behind you because it's just gonna make everything look really bad. My favorite time to film is anytime between like 11 and 3 p.m. I think that's the best time for my specific apartment and when the sun is hitting my window the best. So just trying to play around with the lights that you have and see when the best time for you to film would be. Now if you live in a place that doesn't really have good lighting, or you're in a basement or something like that and you don't have a big open window, then I recommend getting just a really cheap set of umbrella lights, and I have some. I'll show you kind of a picture of what those look like. I got my umbrella lights from Walmart. It was like a $45 kit. I think it comes with 2 big umbrella lights. It comes with the light bulb, the white lights that you need, and then also another light for if you're gonna do photography. It's like a backlight, and it was the best investment because like I said, you can film on your phone forever, you can make some sort of tripod, but lighting is gonna be the most important thing in your videos. And then the next thing that you will need is something to edit your videos on. You don't have to go crazy with editing. I stay pretty simple with my editing. Having a software to edit on a little bit is important. That way you can take out any long pauses or anything that might happen in sounds and stuff like that. So having a computer that you'll be able to edit on is important. I know some people use their phone to edit their videos. I've never done that because I just don't think it does what I want it to do. So I recommend having some kind of editing software on your computer. For the first 2 years on YouTube for me, I was using Movie Maker. So I had a Dell computer that came with Movie Maker free, downloaded right onto it. It's not a great editing software, but if you only have that available, it definitely does what it needs to do. You can cut clips, delete stuff, and all of that. Transitions, put music in, you can do all of that stuff. I just got my MacBook in January for school, and that has been a huge help because it comes with iMovie, which is a step up, I think. There's a little bit more. It still doesn't do as much as I want it to do, but it's still a free option if you happen to have a MacBook or some sort of Mac computer. Also, getting used to an editing software takes a really long time for me, so if you're just brand new trying to learn how to use an editing software, go on YouTube and just look up simple tutorials for beginners. Even now when I'm using iMovie, I have to go in and learn how to do a bunch of stuff. And if you want a little tutorial to see how I personally edit my videos and how I edited my videos in the past using Movie Maker, let me know and I can try to get that up for you guys. Then there's one step up from iMovie, and it's one that I think most YouTubers use, and it's called Final Cut Pro. I don't have Final Cut Pro. I don't know when I ever will get Final Cut Pro because it's $299.99, and I know a lot of people, especially when they're beginners on YouTube, don't have that kind of money to just put down an editing software. And you don't need crazy editing when you're first starting your channel. You just need good lighting and good content and you'll be fine. And now I'm going to talk a little bit more about a setup. So I've always had kind of like not the best setup in terms of a background. You want to have kind of an appealing background that's not really ugly to look at. You don't have like a super messy room. I've always just filmed on my bed pretty much. I keep moving though, so I have like really weird setups and my windows are in different spots. So this is what I have right now. It's not ideal. I would like to have something different in the future, but this works for now. I just make sure it's clean and not too much to look at. If you don't have like a clean space or an area where you can film that's kind of open, you can go online and just buy big pieces of paper. I'll link down below. I have a scarecrow makeup tutorial video, and in that I have a big blue background and it looks clean for that video. So if you don't have a specific spot, I just recommend getting one of those, tacking it to the wall, and just sitting in front of that so you have a plain colored background behind you. You just gotta get creative. Like I showed you in the clips that I have, my setup is very Jimmy rig. I just make whatever I have work. Now I'm gonna get more into like the actual content of your channel. The number one thing when starting a YouTube channel is figuring out what kind of content you're gonna have. What are you gonna be talking about? What's gonna be your thing? YouTube is really saturated, so making sure that you have something that's gonna set you apart, or you have some kind of topic that you know about and that your channel is gonna be kind of based on. And then you can have more than one, but to have one thing that people kind of know you for is gonna be really helpful. For me, I started my channel, I pretty much based it off of working for Disney in the Disney College program, and I still do a lot of that, but I also throw in other videos too, like makeup and fashion videos. But having that one thing people know you for is gonna be really helpful. The next thing that has to do kind of with like filming is music. In almost every video on YouTube, there's some kind of music playing in the background just to make it not so silent and awkward. It's really easy to get in trouble with the music that you use. You cannot use copyrighted music at all, so any of the songs on the radio or on your Spotify or whatever, most of the time they're going to be copyrighted. If you try to upload your video with a copyrighted song in the background, it will flag it and you will not be able to get paid for that video, and it puts a ding on your channel, which you do not want. I don't mess around with it just because they pulled all of the audio out of your video and you'll have to redo the whole thing. It's not worth it to me to have a popular song, so I just choose to use the free music that YouTube puts out. YouTube provides thousands of songs that you can use in the background of your videos. They're not the best songs. I prefer to do that over risking having my video flagged. If you're going to be doing videos where you are reacting to different music, you have to be careful with how many seconds of that song is played in your video, because you can also get in trouble for just playing that song. I don't know exactly to what extent it is. Just make sure that you research it beforehand. Another thing that's going to help people to pick them over other people's is the thumbnail. Thumbnails are actually really important when you think about it, because if you're going to search something into the search bar and all you have to go off of is somebody's thumbnail, make sure that your thumbnails are bright and eye-catching, but you also don't want it to be too much. Something simple, clean, colorful. I edit all of my thumbnails on PicMonkey. It used to be a free site, now it's not, but I'm sure there are a lot of other picture editing websites or apps that you can use to edit thumbnails, but I choose PicMonkey to edit mine on. Another thing that a lot of people when they're first starting out are really curious about or are really concerned with is getting paid and then YouTube monetization. If you're gonna start YouTube in order to make money, you're doing it for the wrong reasons and you're not gonna be happy with it. YouTube has really cracked down on who they allow to monetize their videos and who they allow to get paid from YouTube, so you're not gonna be able to start your channel right away and start getting paid. That's not how they do it anymore. They just recently changed it. You have to have 1,000 subscribers minimum and up to 4,000 annual watch hours in order to monetize your videos. So they changed that last year, and people that had 900 subscribers got cut off from the partnership program, and so they can no longer play ads on their videos or get paid for their videos. Hitting 1,000 subscribers is also a very challenging thing to do unless you get lucky. It usually takes a really long time when you first start a channel for people to finally find your videos and subscribe. So growing your channel up to that first 1,000 is probably the hardest time for your channel. and so you're not gonna get paid for probably a pretty long time or ever if you start a YouTube channel. So going into it thinking that you're gonna get paid is not the right way to think about it. I have made money on my channel, but I've worked a really long time to get where I'm at. I've also been on YouTube for a few years, so just don't go into it thinking that you're gonna be making money right off of the bat. So you do have 1,000 subscribers. There's also a bunch of different things that YouTube uses to decide how many ads you get, or if you get ads at all even after that point. So you just have to be really careful about what you're posting unless you don't care. The amount of hours and time you have to spend per video is not worth the amount that you will make off of it right away. Plus it will show right through to your subscribers if you're not being genuine and you're just doing it hoping to get paid. And then after you get all of this stuff figured out, you have to worry about promotion. How are people gonna find your videos? How are they gonna see your content? Talk about your YouTube channel on all of your social media accounts, link your new videos, always be talking about it. Make sure that people know that there's new videos and know about your channel. And this was something that I didn't do for the longest time. I kept my YouTube channel secret for about 2 years, and I stayed at the same like 100, 200 subscriber levels. In the last like year or two, I started spreading my channel all over my social medias, and then my subscriber count went up significantly. Just always making sure that you talk about it. Just make sure that you're always promoting yourself. Another thing is try to collab with other YouTubers. When you collab with other YouTubers, you talk about each other's channel on your own channels, and then all of their subscribers will not know who you are, and vice versa. So that's a good way to get your name out, is to just collab with someone else. If you can't find anybody in your area that does YouTube, just do like a virtual collab, which is what I did with my friend. Like what we did is best and worst Disney rides. So she shared in her opinion the best and worst, and I shared my opinion best and worst, and then we link each other's accounts and talked about each other and stuff. So that's one way to do it. And then the biggest thing that I still struggle with is posting consistently. If you post consistently, people are gonna start to recognize you and know that your videos come out once a week or however often you're gonna post, and they're gonna be looking for your videos. I always post 1 or 2 videos and then I drop off the face of the earth for like 1 or 2 months, and that's definitely not the way to grow your channel. So if you're looking to grow consistently pretty quickly, I would suggest making like 2 to 3 videos a week. Give content and you'll get subscribers. And the last thing I want to talk about is just making sure that you build a good relationship with your subscribers, because once you get those subscribers that you worked so hard for, keeping a good environment and a good community, not have to worry about being bullied or have to just scroll through a bunch of hate comments, is going to be huge. Also make sure to reply to all of your subscribers if you can. For the first like week or so that I have a video up, I'll always respond to every single comment. Make sure that you take into consideration the videos they want to see. They're the ones supporting you, so making sure that you're just always listening to what they have to say, taking the advice, and just building a really great community for yourself. So those are all of my tips, I think, on how to start a YouTube channel. Those are all the basic things. If you're starting the channel, good luck. I hope that you do it because it's so much fun. If you have any more questions, leave them down below, or feel free to message me on Instagram as well. It's just Ali Stamper, same way that it's spelled here on YouTube. I'll be more than happy to help you out there. And let me know if you want to see how I edit my thumbnails or how I edit my videos on either iMovie or Movie Maker. I have both laptops, so I can show you how both programs work if that's something that you'd be interested in. But thank you guys so much for watching my channel, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.